One firefighter is killed, another wounded, and the suspect is found dead in his burning home. What we're learning tonight about the shooting at an LA County fire station.
More money and prizes up for grabs. The new incentives now being offered for newly vaccinated Californians.
And from following the trends to setting them, the Positively San Diego TikTok video helping a local man give back to those struggling through the pandemic.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
But first, weeks after a cyber attack incapacitated systems at Scripps Health, the hospital has confirmed what many feared. Patient information was stolen. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Steve has the night off. Scripps says it is sending letters to nearly 150,000 people who may be affected. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala joins us live with the action the health system is now taking to help its patients. Mimi.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Scripps will be sending these letters out to nearly 150,000 people in the Scripps Health Network to talk about this attack and what they can do next to protect their identity and their information. So here is what we know so far. Today, Scripps announcing that they are notifying more than 147,000 people that an unauthorized person gained access to the Scripps network and was able to take copies of documents before deploying ransomware that ended up, of course, taking the Scripps network offline for nearly an entire month. So Scripps says during the attack, health information and personal financial information were acquired through some of the documents that were stored on the network. We're told less than 2.5% of the people had their social security number and or driver's license involved, and Scripps will be providing complimentary credit monitoring and identity protection support services to those people. So they do say at this point there is no indication that any of the data has been used to commit fraud, although the investigation is still ongoing. A chief security expert, Tony Anscombe from local cybersecurity company ESET, says if your data has been breached, make sure your insurer knows, change passwords linked to Scripps, and also be aware of spear phishing.
If somebody knows that you have a particular medical condition or knows something about you, about a visit to a physician's office, then suddenly the email can start to look very, very personal. And that's spear phishing because they're attacking you knowing something about you. So that's dear Tony, we see you went to the doctors 2 weeks ago. Click this link because we need more information from you.
And Scripps did create a dedicated call line for any patients who have questions about this. We do have that information on our website, 10news.com. Just click on this story on our homepage. We're live in La Jolla. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Investigators say the man who shot and killed one firefighter, then wounded another in north of Los Angeles, was an off-duty firefighter. That shooting happened this morning at a fire station in Agua Dulce outside Santa Clarita. The suspected shooter was later found dead at his home, which had been set on fire. The station's fire chief called the firefighter who died brave, committed, and loyal.
I stand here from the perspective that you see other people do, but I just never thought it would be me nor our fire department family that would suffer this type of loss.
The second victim in the shooting is a 53-year-old fire captain and is in critical but stable condition.
More cash and prizes are up for grabs for people who get vaccinated against COVID-19. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco shows the new incentives that CVS is offering to help get California closer to herd immunity.
The San Diego County Health Department says nearly 69% of San Diegans 12 and up have received at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. Roughly 54% are fully vaccinated, not enough to achieve herd immunity. Dr. Christian Ramers of Family Health Centers of San Diego says he is still hearing the same excuses.
The first is that, well, my risk isn't very high. COVID's going away. And so I don't really need to worry about it. I'd like to point out that COVID's going away because of all the other people that got vaccinated.
Dr. Raymer says some patients think the vaccines were rushed or they don't want to be inconvenienced by possible side effects.
It's a minor price to pay, a day or two of side effects, to protect you from something that's really could be devastating.
Last week, California's governor announced a new multi-million-dollar incentive program to encourage more to get the shot. It includes $100 million in $50 gift cards for the next 2 million newly vaccinated, and more than $16 million in cash prizes for all vaccinated residents.
Those who are kind of on the fence and we're just waiting to be pushed, I think that it's definitely going to help them.
People who get the vaccine at CVS could also win big. Starting today, the pharmacy giant is offering vaccinated customers a chance to win cash, vacations, Super Bowl tickets, and more. The winners will be announced over the next 6 weeks. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Some military personnel say they're being left out of the state incentive program because service members don't report to the California Vaccine Registry. We took that concern to the governor's staff. They tell us they are working on how to include people who were vaccinated through federal facilities, such as members of the military. San Diego County's 14-day rolling average for positive cases is still dropping, getting closer now to just 0.5%. There were just over 50 new cases reported today. In all, the county has seen more than 280,000 cases since the pandemic began. And for the third day in a row, the county did not report any new deaths from the virus.
San Diego hotels and restaurants got a taste of normalcy this Memorial Day weekend. But despite tourists swarming the county, we're still far from where we were before the pandemic. As ABC 10 News reporter John Horn shows us, some hotels reached about 90% capacity.
The Intercontinental San Diego Hotel, one of those with 90% occupancy. And there are still some leisure travelers here. You can see just a couple people up on the pool deck. But the real story over the weekend was the Embarcadero. Lots of people were at Seaport Village walking along the waterfront. Those numbers now down today, pushing the tourism industry back to reality. Rick Heisen and 2-year-old Zoe spent their Memorial weekend on the shores of Dog Beach in OB. It's something they and their dog Thor weren't able to do a year ago.
Because of the pandemic, we just stay home. Nothing can do at all, but because everything's closed.
Heisen's family was one of thousands of tourists checking into San Diego hotels for Memorial Weekend 2021. The Auto Club naming San Diego as one of the top destinations for the holiday. The Tourism Authority reported hotels near full capacity, with some families starting their vacations a day early on Thursday.
It's Memorial Day, so it's been a while because of the pandemic. So yeah, so we got vaccinated and stuff, and now we love going here.
Over the weekend, tourist hotspots like Seaport Village saw lines outside restaurants with socially distant outdoor seating areas full. Hotel capacity reaching levels last seen around Labor Day before San Diego entered the purple tier. The demand for leisure travel pent up since.
We just stay home, binge watch, Netflix, Amazon Prime.
But it's now back to reality. At the Intercontinental, for instance, more than 50% of the guests checked out Monday. The continuing problem, weekend guests are not being replaced with midweek travelers for meetings and conventions, emptying out hotels. The biggest meetings are not scheduled to come back to the convention center until the beginning of August. That first big convention over at the convention center scheduled for August 1st, expected to attract 5,000 people. Now at 7 o'clock, we'll have some numbers for you to show you just how quickly hotel occupancy dropped off after the holiday weekend. For now, in downtown, John Horn, ABC 10 News.
As San Diego County continues to rebound, you can find more resources such as job and education aids on our website. Just click on the rebound.
And a new task force in California will explore the possibility of reparations for descendants of slaves in America. Former San Diego Assemblywoman and current California Secretary of State Shirley Weber authored the bill that created the task force. Among the ideas, it will study free college education and first-time homebuyers assistance. The task force has a year from today to submit its report to the legislature.
State lawmakers are eyeing a plan to cut back on the number of out-of-state and international students admitted to the University of California system. Our partners at KPBS report the goal is to make room for more Californians. This year alone, more than 200,000 hopeful freshmen applied for just 46,000 available spots. The Senate proposal would cut the proportion of non-resident students coming in to 10%, down from 19%. The admissions process across California has been growing more competitive for years.
So I feel like they have a lot more pressure than even 15 years ago as far as like what's expected from the college. They're getting at the same rate, but not necessarily in the places that they would like to get in.
Administrators in the UC system say they agree with enrolling more California students, but not with a 10% cap on non-residents.
A local man took a platform known for fun and innovation and used it to give back to a community that he became connected to during the pandemic. Like most people, Jesus Morales first started using TikTok for the dances and the trends. But then he posted a video where he bought pizzas and delivered them to people experiencing homelessness. It reached 3 million views and brought in 1 million new followers. So he reached out to them for donations, raising $100,000, and he gave all of it to street vendors.
They are hard workers. Most of them are immigrants. They don't have benefits. They don't have minimum wage. Sometimes they don't receive any government assistance.
Morales is still taking donations for street vendors and other groups in need. For those details, you can just visit our website, 10news.com. If you have a story that's positively San Diego, let us know. Send an email to tips@10news.com. You can also join our ABC 10 News Positively Facebook group, where you can share your stories with other San Diegans.